How's it going, YouTube? Argon Games here, and today I'm going to be doing a little bit of a showcase of Pyra and Mythra, obviously the newest DLC characters to be added, and I will tell you what, I think they're probably my favorites to be added so far, because I liked all the other ones, but there just felt like there was something missing from the other ones. But I really like Pyra and Mythra, and I think they have a lot of really good tools, and that's what this video is. I'm going to be showing you guys combos, setups, and overall just tools for Pyra and Mythra to use that might be able to help you guys out. So let's get into it. Okay, so before I actually start with the demonstration, I wanted to show I'm playing on a Final Destination stage right now, and there's a reason for that. I personally think that Pyra and Mythra are going to benefit a lot more for having a stage that's more open. So like Kalos, FD, PS2, just because I feel that on platforms, especially on triplats where the middle platform is the highest one, I have a real big suspicion that they're not going to do as well, mostly because of Pyra's up B, because it goes up pretty high, so, but it doesn't bring the character up with her. It sort of pops them up a little bit and then has you come down and hit them. So it's not as good, and if you do it in the middle and you do it on the top platform, then you're going to land up there, but they're going to be down there, and they've only taken 5%, and you're in end lag. So it's not necessarily the best thing. So I personally think that a more open stage is going to suit these characters better. Now on to the presentation, I guess you could call it. Alright, so first off, a little bit of an overview for Mythra, the first character I'll start off with today. So Mythra is a very fast, combo-heavy character. People have compared her to Sheik. I mean, everyone compares every fast character to Sheik or like to Joker or something like that. But she's a very quick character whose main purpose is to go in, deal some damage, put opponents in a very bad situation, and get them to be red. That's pretty much what Mythra's whole purpose is for, and she has really quick tools to help her do so that are meant to space out opponents and get them caught into combos. So let's look at some of her moves first. So we're going to start off looking at her more neutral moves. So we're going to start off first here with jab. So as you can see, it's sort of a short range. It's kind of similar to ZSS's jab, where it's pretty quick and she kind of jabs forward with her hand. So if you hold down A, then you'll get just 3 basic hits, the typical gentleman's jab. Deals about 9%, kind of sets them in like a tech chase situation. which is nice because then you can do something like hit side B afterwards. So it sends it to a tech chase. Not necessarily the best thing you want to be going for at early percents, just because there are better options, but it is there for you if someone's pressuring your shield and it's the quickest option you can think. She also, if you hit A, she has a rapid jab, which can connect about 12 hits before having to end it. And that one's pretty good. It's definitely good, as all rapid jabs are, for ledge, so you can just build up percent. See, like Rob got up pretty high there. And it's not anything crazy. It's not going to kill like Bowser Jr.'s, but it'll attack on a good about 20% if you're able to get it from there. It's pretty good. And just like other characters, if you're going to be wanting to use jab as a neutral tool, you're going to want to go in, hit 2, and then maybe slide back a little bit. And then go from there. So that's it for jabs. Next, let's talk about grabs. So her grabs are pretty good. You have up throw from the grab, which is nice. And then you have down throw. And those two are the main combo ones. Forward throw isn't that good. It sets up into tech situations at like higher percents. So you can grab them and throw. You could do something with that. And you could possibly like get a tech chase read off that, build up some percent, and send them in a bad position. And then the very last one is back throw. Now, this one doesn't kill, but again, sends up for tech chase situations, and can be used as sort of a, read option at higher percent, so you can see exactly what they're going to be doing, and then react off that. So next, tilts. We have down tilt first. Now, down tilt is a very quick option, and it's got some good range, and it's a good poking tool, and it combos. So at 0% on Rob, you can do things like down tilt into Nair, which is good. You could do down tilt into up tilt, do some more things. Down tilt into fair, down tilt into attack cancel back air, and you can do a lot of things from down tilt. Now there's two different hitboxes. It's easier to see at higher percents. So let's put Rob up to like 50%. So if you go here, we're at sort of like the hilt, the end of the hitbox. So it pops up at a pretty desirable thing, so you can get like forward air, send them a bit further. And there's a second part of the hitbox, which is right there. So it sends at a slightly different angle, and this becomes more prevalent when you're trying to go into certain things at like 120% on Rob, like a kill confirm. This is a kill confirm I found. I'm not going to say I invented it, but it's a pretty nice one, considering that Mythra doesn't really have that many kill confirms due to her relatively low damage output. So if you hit down tilt and then you come forward, then you're going to be able to... Hold on, I can't... Apparently I can't hit down tilt. Yeah, there you go. You can do that. You can hit down tilt into up smash. Now, if you stand at the hilt, you can just hit up smash right afterwards. But if you're a little bit spaced far away, you can't. You'll hit the last hit, but they can, at that point, jump out. So if you end up hitting the end, what you can do is you can end up dashing forward a little bit, and then it's a little harder for them to escape. So down tilt is a good option to get opponents in a non-desirable situation for a kill confirm, or for just leading into other combos, because it has relatively fixed knockback, so you can do anything at any percent, really. You could even like down tilt into up B, though that's really only for spacing, because it doesn't kill. You can see it's at 120% and doesn't get sent that far, just because up B is relatively weak. Even at ledge, it's really not that good. So that's it for down tilt. F tilt is pretty okay, I guess. It's a good get off me option, and like if you could tell them, it's got a relatively generous hitbox. It's not that good though. The best thing that it can be used for is like low tech chase situations where you can like run up and hit something. Other than that, it's really not that good. So it's kind of just meh. And then we have up tilt, which up tilt is possibly her best tilt combo starter, because you can hit usually multiple of them on low percents, and it can lead into a lot of things. You can up tilt into up B, you can up tilt into Nair, you could up tilt into up tilt fair. You can pretty much do anything that you want with it. It's a very good combo tool. So it starts on the back hitbox, similar to Fox's, and there's also a forward hitbox. Now this one comes out a little bit later, so it's not necessarily good if you're trying to beat out a quicker character. But the forward hitbox does have a bit of range. And it's not the best, but it is pretty good. So that does it for her tilts. Her tilts are very good, and they very much are good neutral tools and even better combo tools. So after those little neutral tools, then we have aerials. Now her aerials are very good, and especially since she's a very quick character both in the air and on the ground, aerials and short hop aerials are going to be huge in her movement kit. So first off, we're going to start off with neutral air. And this one's similar more to Byleth's because of its range and its hitbox priorities. So this one is primarily going to be a possibly a quick add a shield option. And it'll definitely be good against characters with very little range, such as like Little Mac. It'll be good because it puts the sword out a bit from her body and it allows them to not really be able to do anything. It doesn't kill. It's not a strong move. It's purely for combos. So you can do, as I had mentioned, like down tilt into nair. You can do like falling nair into nair sort of things. You can do like up throw into nair. You're able to do that. Same with like down throw, but that's not really true. It's more like a 50-50 whether or not they jump or if they neutral air dodge or whatever. But it's completely up to you for the reads. Forward air is the next aerial, and this one is interesting because its hitbox comes out below her. So if we take it into frame mode, we're going to be able to see this a bit easier. All right, so we have this, and right there. So we see that the sword comes from down below, and she like kind of swipes it up with her arm. So it kind of looks like Hero's back air, but as like a forward air, which is pretty interesting. It's got a pretty wide reach, which, considering that Mythra is a quick character, it's a very useful tool. Like add a shield against Rob, it can be good and send them off stage, do some funky stuff. You can link fares into each other, but it's not true because it's got a little bit of end lag. It's more for like if they jump, you can hit them with like the top part of the hitbox, which is good. And forward air is more of like a combo finisher in terms of like off stage stuff. You can land with it, but its hitbox is more straight instead of popping up. So unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do with it unless you want to try to go for like forward air into dash attack, which is good. Forward air into dash attack is very good for low percents and sort of getting them off stage. And depending on where you are in the stage, you could possibly set up for like a tech situation, which is always good, especially with quick characters like Mythra. So then next we're going to cover back air. Now back air is very similar to forward air, except it's much quicker. As you can see, it's almost ridiculous how quick it is. It's almost the same speed as Joker's, I want to say, because you can get like a lot of them off. So it's a good move, and it can combo a bit better into itself as opposed to forward air because it has a better launch angle. It sends more vertically than it does horizontally, which is nice because you can string things together. Like you can get back air into up B, and that's all true. I mean on Rob at 22%, so it's like, take with that information what you will. But that's still good damage. I mean, he starts at 22%, and then he ends up at 54. So that's a good like 23% combo, and sets them into like a weird situation. And then of course you could build off from there. Up air is a typical up air. It's very similar to like Crom and Roy's up air. It's pretty good. It's definitely a better juggling tool than anything. You can get like reverse hitbox stuff. Kind of like how Crom and Roy do. Like you can do up air, the back hitbox into like back air, up B, stuff like that. It's obviously not going to set you up for kill confirms because, as I mentioned, Mythra is not really a kill confirm character. They just have moves that are supposed to combo into each other very well, and they very much do that. So up air, there is of course a first hitbox, but it's not as practical to do it just because if you try to land that, it's a very small hitbox and it's very situational, similar to Crom's, where it's like you're mostly going to want to land with the back hit as opposed to the forward hit. And then of course you can like catch a jump with it anti-air because it's I'm pretty sure it's auto cancelable, which is really good. Very quick move. And you can just like buffer it, fast fall, and shield. And it's a very quick option. Now, last but not least, we have down air for the aerial categories. So this one does not spike, unlike Pyra's, which does spike. This one kind of just leads into combos. You can also, like, auto-cancel it, which is pretty good. And you have pretty good opportunities because it does land pretty sizably on the ground. Like, you can pretty much just approach a character near them, hit it, and then fast fall, and you're going to hit them, pretty much. And it leads into some pretty good stuff. It definitely shouldn't be spammed, just because if you do miss, then you can land right in front of them and kind of mess something up, then get punished for it. But it can certainly be used, you know, in situations like that, where, you know, you can, instead of going for like a back air, you can mix up DI and other stuff with down air, continue some combos. Just do other things like that. So that's going to do it for the aerials. Again, they're all really good in their own regards. Back air is definitely more of a combo tool. Up air can be a combo tool, but is mostly going to be used for juggling. You know, so characters aren't going to be able to land on the ground, because you can land pretty fast with it. Forward air is more of like a edge guard, get away from me sort of tool. Though you're not going to be edge guarding a whole lot with Pyra, or with Mythra, just because her recovery is fairly exploitable unless you're perfectly timed with it. You can run off stage, but it's kind of a little bit wonky. But overall, I think that back air is her best aerial. Nair is good for like approach options and whatnot, and for extending combos. But other than that, I still think back air is her best aerial. Alright, so next we're going to be talking about her specials. Okay, so for the first special, we have neutral special, which if you charge it up, it'll deal a good amount of damage. So it takes a little bit to charge up, and there's obviously some end lag, as there is for pretty much every strong move in the game. But something interesting you can do with this move is with up tilt, you can combo into it, because if you charge it, there's like a charging hitbox on top, so you can do this and then drag them down and get some combos. Which, if you have gotten your opponent up to a high enough percent, let's throw Rob at like 110. If you're able to read like a ledge get up, or they try to attack your shield, then you can do this. Now, I'm not sure exactly how this has been tested with SDI, but I did see Void talking about this, which it is a really good option, because it's a very strong move, and considering that Mythra doesn't have the best kill confirms and stuff in the game, it can be very useful. So that's it for neutral special. And then side special is not a killing move, but more of like a tech chase move. It's this move. Now, Photon Edge is a very, very controversial move. People say it's like the ugliest move in the game. I don't think it's that bad, but something interesting is on ultimateframedata.com, she's invisible. Like, she doesn't have a hitbox during this, or a hurtbox rather. So there's actually nothing that you can do about it. You can shield it because it's very, very punishable. I mean, just look at this end lag. Very, very punishable. It is a pretty good move for like reading, you know, like if you know they're gonna land weird, or they're gonna like air dodge onto the stage, then you can do some stuff, but it's not a good kill move. I mean, Rob's at 150% and it doesn't kill. You can go off stage and get a kill with it, but it's like you get sent into free fall, and it's just overall not worth it, in my opinion. It is really good for certain situations. You know, you can toss someone with a back throw, read what they're gonna do, and then get them off stage, and then, you know, do whatever your heart so desires with that. So then down special, of course, is just switching to Pyra, which, you know, pretty much everyone knew that. And then up special is her recovery move. Now, there's two different settings for this. You will always shoot out some form of a shot. You will always, no matter if you press a button or not. If you hit up B and you don't press anything, you'll get the bigger shot. Ray of Punishment. I almost forgot the name, but she said it. So you get Ray of Punishment, which has a bigger hitbox and has a bit more knockback. Doesn't kill, as you can see there. It's not that strong of a move. but it has a bigger hitbox and can pretty much true combo into itself just because of the way that they have the knockback. Now the next one that they have is Chroma Dust, I believe. And that's if you hit the attack button anytime that you're rising up. And this is a good, like, sort of edge guarding tool. As you can see, Rob's at like 230% and it's not killing. So it's not a move that you're going to be trying to use for killing. It'll be like sort of a zoning tool to sort of make your opponents respect you and not approach you. See, Rob finally died there, like 250%. So it's not like an edge guarding tool to easily cheese your opponents and get a free kill. It's not intended for that. It's mostly like a zoning tool, neutral tool, extra tag on percent. I think it's best utilized at very, very low percents to be able to rack up some damage with combos, which, as I had showed earlier, you know, just to build up some percent, you can go like, hold on, I'm bad, back air into this, and that's a good 30%, and it's true. There's nothing they can do about that. I mean, they can DI, but with how quick Mythra is, if you're able to get this all off, then there's nothing they can do. And then, of course, that leads into other situations where you can combo and get them into bad situations. But recovering-wise with her up B, it's You're going to want to try to recover, like, at that distance, because if you go any lower, then she'll have to use her little thing, which makes her very, very vulnerable. So you're going to want to recover about there, like about where the bottom part of the platform is on this stage, just so you can snap to ledge like how Pyra is able to do. And then last but not least, smash attacks for Mythra specifically. Down smash is, in my opinion, her worst smash attack. It's really not that good. It covers some options, but it's overall just kind of like, it's very, very weak. So it can be used to read rolls. It's definitely a good quick option to just like throw it out. But as you can see there, fully charged, the one hit did 15%. That's not that good, and it doesn't really have that much knockback. F smash similarly isn't necessarily bad. It does have its place, but like fully charged does 22, which isn't terrible. Sorry, I just hit my desk right there. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not her best smash attack, in my opinion. I think her best smash attack is up smash, because it's quick and it has a good hitbox, and you can combo into it at very, very low percents. So kind of like how ZSS's works, where you have up smash as sort of like a combo move, and it sort of like puts them in a weird situation. You can do that. It's not as good of a combo tool as like ZSS's or Falcon's. At least not yet. I haven't been able to find anything. You can do some juggling things, but nothing's true after that up smash. Like not even holding up B or anything. Which is kind of okay, because I wouldn't want it to be like a ridiculous move. But I still do think it's the best. And as I said, you can, on Rob, like at 120%, you can down tilt into up smash for a kill confirm, which is big for Mythra because she doesn't have really any kill confirms. That's not what her character is supposed to be. Her character is not supposed to be a kill confirm sort of character, which is nice that she at least has one. So I think we covered everything. We covered aerials, specials, grabs, tilts, and stuff. Something that I do want to point out for Mythra specifically is her recovery. Now, her recovery can be used to sort of gimp opponents like that. It can be very, very good for that. I've definitely cheesed a couple people while playing. It's very good, especially people that are going to get greedy off stage, or like Captain Falcon players, for example, who like to sort of like tuck under the stage and then come at you with an up B. You can also do that with Mythra. You can just kind of go here, and you can scoop up opponents and then shoot them, depending on if they recover low. So like a King K. Rool, possibly. You know, they always like to recover low. You know, Greninja, Pikachu, characters like that. Though it's all dependent. But definitely that's only if you're going to be the one that's already in stage control. And definitely use it at your own caution, because if you lose your jump, you're dead, pretty much. So that's going to cover it. There's definitely some good combos, as I showed. You know, there's some good ones that Pyra and Mythra can both do. Mythra definitely has more combos that are, you know, in her kit to be used. And they're overall just supposed to be a character where you go and just rack up percent and get your opponent off stage, get them into a bad position, and then call out Pyra to deal the finishing blow. Overall, I think Mythra's biggest strength, the best thing about her, is her ability to bring in enemies and her ability to knock them away. Not obviously in a killing way, but in like a dealing percent and having them DI away, because that's one of the only ways you're going to be able to escape Mythra combos. So I think that's her best part, is her speed and her mobility, because she pretty much owns the stage whenever she's on it. Because if you're able to use your tools appropriately, then you can send any opponent off stage and get them into a bad position. The cons with her, like I said, her recovery, if you're not able to time it well. But around this area is where you're going to want to recover, just because that area, it might be good for mix-ups, so you can safely recover, but her recovery really isn't that good. Her damage output isn't obviously the best, but that's intentional, and I don't think that's like a flaw necessarily. I think that's just kind of how her character is supposed to be designed, because if she dealt more damage, it would just be not fair. Overall, I think that Mythra is very, very good. She's got a lot of really cool tools. You can even do things like this, where you can just like run off stage, and there's nothing that Rob can do right there, and you can just push them back to the middle of the stage and have them sort of respect you. But yeah, so that is going to be it for Mythra.